On the Hobo Road, I roam alone. Stars above that I
Welcome back, my blanket-bearing barons of bad luck, my grim-grinning gurus of gravel, my penniless philosophers of perseverance. Hobo Yeti here, whispering from the untamed border between civilization and whatever half-forgotten dystopian future this is. Let's talk about what to expect when you accidentally major in homelessness with a minor in irony. Forget inspirational posters. This is the unfiltered syllabus of street-level enlightenment. Pull up a wet log, grab your emotional duct tape, and prepare to learn how absurd survival can be when you stop pretending you're still inside the system. 1. You'll realize you're alone, not poetically, but logistically. Everyone you know still believes you're getting back on your feet, as if feet were the problem. You start talking to trees not for comfort, but because they don't interrupt. People ghost you faster than your phone battery dies. Solitude stops being romantic around day 6 when you name your spoon Steve and start apologizing to it for dropping dinner. 2. Fear shows up early, loud, and uninvited. Every rustle is a potential mugger, bear, or existential crisis. But then something flips. You start rooting for the noise just to break the monotony. Darkness becomes your security blanket because it hides both you and your shame. Monsters, please. The scariest thing out here is a cop with a flashlight and free time. 3rd, walking becomes your religion. You pray for benches like miracles. Everything you own clings to your back like regret. A mile feels longer when it's uphill, raining, and your shoes sound like wet bread. You learn the weight of toothpaste and the moral gravity of deciding whether a can of chili is worth carrying another half mile. Spoiler, it's not. 4, escapism becomes oxygen. Some chase bottles or needles, others chase Wi-Fi. You'll find holiness in audiobooks and 12-year-old mobile games that still work offline. You'll tell yourself it's mental stimulation, but it's really just anesthesia with better graphics. When your world shrinks to 8 feet of nylon, imagination's the only real luxury left. 5. Time stops meaning anything. Morning, afternoon, apocalypse, it's all one long shrug. You're not waiting for Friday anymore. You're waiting for daylight that doesn't burn or cold that doesn't bite. Every day's a rerun you didn't order, and somehow you still forget the plot. The calendar app on your phone turns into modern art. 6. You'll start wrestling ghosts from your past. Old grudges, dead dreams, bad decisions, they all show up uninvited around 2 a.m. when the wind makes your tarp sound judgmental. Homelessness gives you plenty of therapy time, minus the therapist or the couch. If you're lucky, you forgive yourself just enough to keep breathing. If not, you build better distractions. 7. Something's always missing. Warm food, dry socks, human touch, purpose. You get good at pretending you don't notice the hole until it rains through it. Appetite becomes metaphorical, comfort becomes theory. You'll trade sleep for the illusion of control, which is like swapping pneumonia for a head cold. Progress, technically. 8. Weather stops being small talk and becomes the protagonist in a story where you're an extra. You pray to clear skies and curse humidity like it owes you money. Rain is less romantic when it leaks through your zipper. The sun feels like revenge. You can tell the temperature by how fast your batteries die. Climate anxiety gets real personal when the climate's your landlord. 9. Cleanliness turns philosophical. You're never truly clean, only varying degrees of less dirty. A good hobo bath feels like baptism and rebellion mixed. Public restrooms become 5-star spas if the sink water's warm. You'll master the art of pretending you smell fine, but deep down you know you smell like plot development. 10. Hope becomes a rumor. Some mornings you believe in it. Others it's just graffiti on your sanity. You start measuring life in minor victories. No ticket, no rain, no one stole your tarp. Motivation flickers, but you still move, because stopping feels like dying politely, and you're not that polite. 11. Food becomes roulette. Pantries give you mystery boxes of calories, applesauce, soup, and something beige with expiration dates older than TikTok. Hunger teaches you creativity and humility. Pepperoni sticks become currency. Every meal is both gratitude and gamble. Michelin stars, you're thrilled if the can opener works. 12. Sleep changes species. It's not rest, it's surrender. You nap like a fugitive, one ear tuned for trouble. Dreams blur into static because your brain's buffering. You wake up sore in places you didn't know existed. The tent hums like a confession booth. You tell yourself you're rested enough, which is homelessness for still breathing. 13. The kindness of strangers becomes emotional whiplash. Some hand you sandwiches, others hand you suspicion. Gratitude coexists with pride, wrestling like alley cats. You start grading people by how long they hold eye contact. It's weirdly scientific. Humanity's both uglier and more beautiful up close. 14. Possessions shrink to essentials and memories. Minimalism stops being trendy when it's mandatory. You become an efficiency expert in loss. Every item earns its place by survival value, not sentiment. Suddenly you understand monks, except monks don't argue with squirrels over crackers. 15. The city sounds different when you don't have walls. Sirens are lullabies, traffic your neighbor's conversation. Civilization hums just out of reach, a reminder you're included only as background noise. You become fluent in concrete acoustics and disappointment. The world keeps spinning without noticing your orbit decayed. 16. Bureaucracy becomes a boss fight you can't win. Every form requires an address you don't have. Every solution assumes stability you lost. Resources exist mostly in brochures. You stop expecting logic from systems designed by people who've never missed a meal. Hope requires paperwork. Despairs walk in only. 17. The body changes too. Knees crack earlier, shoulders ache longer, digestion turns into roulette. You learn which park benches are ergonomically hostile. Vitamin D is free, but the side effects include paranoia and bird poop. Survival burns calories faster than anxiety can replace them. 18. Humor saves more lives than hygiene. You start cracking jokes about misery just to prove you still can. Laughter's currency when pride is broke. You find punchlines in bad luck and absurdity and everything else. If nothing else, comedy's the last blanket that still fits. 19. Empathy hits weird. You start noticing the invisible people, the ones you used to ignore. You become allergic to excuses, but weirdly tender toward strangers. The world didn't get colder. You just lost insulation. Turns out compassion's easier when you can't afford walls. 20. The end game isn't salvation, it's adaptation. You stop waiting for rescue and start building rhythm. Days stack like dominoes. You stop needing meaning to keep going. You just go. That's the punchline. You keep showing up, even when no one's watching. So yeah, that's what to expect when life politely shoves you off its porch and calls it character development. Out here, comfort's a myth and gratitude's a muscle. You'll learn to make jokes out of hunger and poetry out of trash bags. Every bruise becomes autobiography. And weirdly, even in the quiet wreckage, you'll find something honest. Raw, stupid, beautiful honesty. Survival isn't noble, but it's real, and it still counts. Keep moving. Keep mocking. Keep existing louder than the silence that wants you gone. I hope your road is a good one, and if you're homeless, I hope it doesn't suck for you. And remember, courage is what happens when apathy gets tired. Peace.